All right. Well, I want to talk about why nothing in this company is good. I know I sound like a broken record, on my Raw reviews saying everything sucks, but it really does. It really does. And you look at the creative team, which we all know is incompetent, which we all know is probably one of the worst creative teams ever assembled in the history of television. You just look at the bullshit they do. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And all the shows now, I thought of this, how all like shows and shit are looking to condense now because people's attention spans are, lower than they were, maybe 20, 30 years ago. Nobody wants to watch a 3-hour show or a 3-hour baseball game. Everybody's talking about now condensing shows so people can watch it more quickly. Well, WWE is not condensing. They're expanding. And they're not expanding on shit that's good. They're expanding on shit that's bad because the shit they put on television on a weekly basis is garbage. So they got that against them. And we already have an incompetent creative team. On top of that, we have no champion there. Brock Lesnar has not been there for 2 months now? Who the fuck decision was that to put the title on Brock Lesnar when he's not even going to be there in the 2 months following WrestleMania? It just doesn't make any sense. That's what I'm talking about. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And you cannot get mad at Brock Lesnar. You're mad at fucking the creative team. You're mad at Vince McMahon for making that decision. What kind of show has their champion MIA for 2 months? Or their main character MIA for 2 months? And every one of these feuds that they're having, it sucks. There's no storyline behind them, really. They just randomly throw people together into feuds. You had Sasha Banks in the main event there at not the main event, but like the Top Divas match, wrestling for the title at WrestleMania. Now she's wrestling Alicia Fox and she's in a fucking mixed tag match. What the hell? I could just go through the list of the stupid shit. They've spent so much money building up Emma, and I say money because they've taken 30-second vignettes off of Raw where they could have just played an ad of something, and they've put Emma in there, building her up. Oh, Emma's coming, and now she's not even on television. It's what the fuck is that? It just shows you how dumb they are and how unorganized they are. But like I'm saying, every feud sucks. Here's what they do. For this 5, Extreme Rules, 5-way match, whatever the fuck they call it. We're just going to put 2 guys against each other and put them in a match. We're going to have Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, and that's the build. Same thing with your tag matches. You have the Hardy Boys versus Cesaro and Sheamus. All we're going to do is put Cesaro versus Matt Hardy, or Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy, or vice versa. And that's your build. That's your build to your pay-per-view. There's no storyline behind it whatsoever. It's just, Sheamus was given 3 minutes to cut a promo on Raw, or Cesaro, whatever. And that's it. It's just lazy booking. It's lazy as fuck. Because there's nothing exciting behind these storylines. There's nothing controversial to build anything up. Something that makes you get into the storyline. Again, that's edgier, and part of that is because of the PG. I talked about on how they did that Bailey's Life segment on Raw. And speaking of Raw too, I cannot wait to see the ratings of Raw, because I'm sure they were in the toilet thanks to Memorial Day, but also thanks to the fact that that show was garbage. It was unwatchable. So, I can't understand how any sane person watches that shit and comes away feeling happy. Because I'm not. So, like I said with the Bailey's Life segment, they have Bailey's ex-boyfriend say, how, her dad was there on her first date. That's your PG era way of saying it. Back 10 or 15 years ago, the boyfriend would be like, yeah, she was bad in bed, or she didn't want to have sex, or whatever. But we can't say that anymore because it's PG. That makes sense, right? A show with a bunch of violence is PG. A show where people beat each other up and there's blood and there's swearing and there's sex involved. It's PG. Yeah, that Lana segment, with Enzo Amore, that's a good thing to show kids. Remember that one about 6 months ago, the whole Lana cheating with Rusev, with Enzo storyline. Yeah, that's a good message to send to 9-year-old kids. So yeah, I mean the storylines are garbage. Like the matches are garbage too. Like I don't know if they're just telling them to go out there and be boring, but the matches are very boring. I mean, they just go out there and do their normal 7 or 8 moves that they have in their moveset. I mean, there's really no cool counters or anything like that. I mean, it's pretty just basic wrestling. It's like there's nothing cool about it. Like I remember watching matches like 2 or 3 years ago, and there would be great matches on Raw. And now you don't get any of those. And obviously, I'm not wrong because the ratings are going down. I mean, they've been going down for a while now, and they're really at the lowest they've ever been. It's embarrassing. I mean, I'd be trying to change things up if I'm Vince McMahon. But no, let's just keep pushing Roman Reigns on everybody's throat. I mean, it just makes no sense whatsoever. And yeah, Roman Reigns is another big reason why this company sucks. It's like they have a big love affair with this guy, Roman Reigns, and they can't push anybody else. They just got to push Roman Reigns. They can't put anybody else over. It's all about Roman Reigns. He has to beat everybody. Like nobody can get over because Roman Reigns is hogging the spotlight. It's like normally on a show you have like a few main event guys, but no, it's just Roman Reigns and that's it. I mean, nobody else is really in the main event except him. He's beating everybody. I mean, you could argue Brock Lesnar, but then Brock Lesnar's not even there, so he's not in the main event. So there you go. I mean, that just pretty much sums up in like 6 minutes or 7 minutes, like what's wrong with this company. Shitty storylines, shitty creative team, a champion that's not there, Roman Reigns. And that's pretty much it. In a 3-hour show. Again, I don't have the energy to watch a 3-hour show every motherfucking week. It's just too much. I mean, 2 hours is plenty. I mean, that's plenty. I mean, most shows aren't even that long. But then they decide to go to 3. Very, very dumb. And I think that's why the ratings are going down. I mean, nobody has the energy. Most people actually work and go to school or, are productive people in life. People don't want to get home from work at, 5, 6, 7 o'clock and then, sit down and watch Raw for 3 hours and then their day's already over. Yeah, I mean, that's how I feel sometimes. I mean, people don't have the energy to watch it because it's almost like a job. It's like a second job watching this show and doing YouTube reviews on it. I mean, it really is because I really don't have the energy to watch the show half the time. I force myself to, and I don't enjoy it. I mean, I don't enjoy I'm looking at the clock constantly to figure out how much time I have left to watch this show. I mean, just everything is so bad about it. Poorly produced, poorly written, nothing makes sense. It's so unorganized. So there you go, people. That's all I got to say about it. I mean, I'm not happy with this show. I mean, it's just slowly been going downhill for like 5 years now. And even 5 years ago, it wasn't that good. But like even like 5 years ago, you had Daniel Bryan and you had the Summer of Punk and you had, some good shit going on. Now it's like, what do we have now? A champion that's not there. Boring. I mean, just boring storylines. There's nothing behind these storylines that makes you interested in them, really. I mean, some of the pay-per-view matches are good, but the storylines suck. The builds to the pay-per-views suck. Everything fucking sucks. So there you go, people. There's my thoughts there on just why this company is so much in the shitter, in my opinion. And like I said, obviously, I'm not the only one who thinks this way because the ratings are in the toilet as well. And it's only a matter of time before the stock starts to take a hit. I don't know how, I don't know why somebody would buy stock in this company right now. I mean, you'd have to be dumb to do that. I mean, yeah, you got the network going, I guess. That's a new thing. But, I mean, with Raw ratings going down, it just makes sense that network buys aren't really going to go up that much. So that's all I got to say about that, people. Obviously, I'm not happy about this product, I guess leave your comments. I always enjoy people who comment, too. Are you happy with this show or not? And, why or why not? And I have a feeling not many people are going to be happy with this show. So there you go, people.